Warning: this podcast discusses paranormal activity and other topics some might find disturbing. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, everybody. My name is Ashley.
And I'm Daniel.
And welcome to Ghost Gossip.
Welcome, y'all.
This is take two.
Take two.
We had this recorded and it was so good and I was so proud of it. And Daniel sounded fantastic. And I was just so proud. And my file corrupted. The whole thing.
Coincidence, you think?
No, I don't believe in coincidences.
Not a coinky dink.
I don't believe in it because what we're talking about tonight, there's a history of devices acting crazy and shutting down.
But we're very far away from Kansas.
I don't care.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
We are not in Kansas, but the paranormal knows no boundaries. They don't have boundaries. You can set them. But
so we're talking federal charges because it's across state lines.
It traveled down interstate commerce. Yes. Traveled interstate commerce is, I believe, is that the technical term? It's been a while since I worked for the court. It's like 2 months into my retirement and I have brain dumped everything. So yes, we are here again. We are trying to get this recorded because we are heading out to Vegas this week and I'm trying to get you an episode tomorrow.
Yes. Can't wait.
What?
It is my baby's 40th birthday.
40.
We've already been celebrating for a week. We've had 2 events. One was last night.
It was so much fun.
Here at the house, had a party. Everybody brought food.
Yep.
And a little bit of everything.
So that's what I wanted because I am a grazer. I've lost a lot of weight in the past 12 years. And now when I eat, I like to graze. Like I like a little bit of everything. And I always get frustrated at restaurants because you can't get just a little bit of everything. You get an entree or you get an appetizer. And I wanted a little bit of everything. And that's what we had.
I haven't asked you yet, but I am curious. What was your favorite thing?
Oh, my favorite thing? Oh, no. Can I think about it?
No.
No.
You're on the spot.
I'm on this. Oh, no.
Yeah,
No. Okay. I think my favorite. Oh, no. Okay. So one of my favorite things was the buffalo dip that Heather brought.
That was good.
That was amazing. And her corn sauce. I love dips.
Yeah.
I'm a dip girl. I also love the steak. The steak was chef's kiss. You did a great job. And the sandwiches that the dogs got.
Yes.
Our dogs got the sandwiches off the table, and it's my fault because I let the dogs back in.
I thought your mom's pork was amazing.
Oh, the empanadas.
The empanadas were really good. I loved the corn dip that Heather brought.
The corn dip was really good.
The meatballs were good.
The meatballs were, I'm telling you, everything was really good.
Everything was good.
Do we have leftovers?
We do.
Oh, thank God, because I've been thinking about that all day.
So,
I want leftovers, baby.
I think my favorite thing was the sandwiches.
Yes, the sandwiches were on
so
point.
Good.
You did great.
The sandwiches, the steak, and your mom's pork were my top 3.
Yes. So the sandwiches, the steak, the empanadas, and then the sandwiches, and then the buffalo, and then everything. It was so good. And the cake.
Oh, that cake.
What was the cake lady? What is her business? Let's give her a shout out.
Cakes and Conversations.
In Greenville, South Carolina.
Yep. Her name is Rhonda Alverson. Incredibly nice lady.
I know that name.
Super professional.
She delivered the cake.
And I told her I could come pick it up. And she goes, no, delivery's part of my service.
Oh, what a wonderful woman. Oh, my gosh. It was beautiful, guys. It was so beautiful and it was delicious.
It came with instructions.
She put instructions on how to cut a tall cake and it worked.
Now we know.
Do we have leftover cake?
Yes, we do.
Oh, thank God. Oh, what a day. What a man. What a day. He spoiled me. My 40th has been, I was really upset about turning 40.
And it's not over.
No, our shenanigans will continue
it's
across the country.
Just begun.
We are Vegas bound on Thursday
to
celebrate. We are going to a drag show. We are going to...
I won't be participating.
No, you will not be participating.
I don't want you to have that visualization in your head.
Me neither.
Hey, girl, hey.
They are fabulous. Drag queens are fabulous.
I'm fabulous.
Yes. So I cannot wait. I've always wanted to go to a show. Why not go and see it in Vegas? Because Vegas...
It's going to be fun.
It's so fun. And then we're going to Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum.
Ooh,
Cannot wait.
And we're going in the basement.
Oh, yes. He's like, if we're going in the basement.
I already paid for the basement tour, so
I get it.
You're going.
So the thing is, like, I love the paranormal, but I'm still a chicken when it comes to like dark stuff. And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, let's go.
Speaking of dark, today what we're talking about is pretty dark.
It's super dark.
It's super dark. Oh, we're also going to the graveyard, the neon sign graveyard, while we're there.
That's going to be cool.
And then Oscars. We're going to Oscars to celebrate with a dinner.
Such good food.
We might make an appearance on Fremont Street just to get a picture with the neon sign.
Or you can zip line over Fremont.
I thought about ziplining. I honestly did. 40, why not? And then, and then we will conclude my 40th.
That's the closest you're ever going to come to skydiving or bungee jumping.
That's very true. I will never jump out of a plane that doesn't need to be jumped out of. Absolutely. I have gotten really timid and scared of things in my old age. I might zip line because I've always wanted to do zip lining. I've never wanted to skydive or bungee jump. My back would hurt if I bungee jumped. I would break something.
It might just stretch everything out.
I don't know.
Or you might have to spend a week with Dr. Kyle. Who knows?
Dr. Kyle, he's not a big man, but he can like snap, crackle, pop you. Like he just is like, brah!
Yeah.
He's small yet mighty.
When I've gone, he's literally like jumped on me.
I know. And you make Kyle look like one of our children.
I'm twice the size.
I know. But yet he is powerful.
Oh yeah.
He's great.
Getting back to this dark, spooky story
Sorry.
we're delving into today.
Yes. You know about it now because we've recorded this, but before you didn't know about this place.
I've never heard of it.
If you are a fan of the paranormal, you have probably heard of it. It is the Sallie House. Dun, dun, dun. The Sallie House is...
And it's in Kansas, which Kansas just... I don't know. Everything I've ever seen about Kansas is creepy. It's like a creepy state.
Oh, gosh. Don't insult Kansas.
I'm not insulting it. I'm just saying, like, I guess because of the whole Wizard of Oz thing.
The flying monkeys. And speak of monkeys, we're in South Carolina and there's 40 monkeys on the loose.
In Bluffton, yeah.
Yeah, don't go to Bluffton. You know somebody let them monkeys out. You know somebody was like, I'm great with monkeys. I always wanted to work at a facility like this. Like, opens door.
I'm not even going to get down that rabbit hole. But
okay, yeah, don't. This 30 minutes or 40 minutes would turn into like, I'll be asleep.
Who knows?
Before we get into this, I tried to meet Daniel halfway.
Yes.
I tried to meet, because Daniel isn't a huge fan of podcasting. He's not a huge fan of paranormal.
I'm more of like
conspiracies.
Weird history, weird science, and aliens, Bigfoot, conspiracies.
Right.
Like that's my jam.
And so Daniel and his best friend Justin, who are just alike, they could be twins.
Yes, I'm the calico and he's the ginger, I guess is the best way to.
The calico cats are mainly female, but yes.
I'm the rare male calico.
You are rare. But so Justin, who is just like Daniel, they talk about Bigfoot. Justin and Daniel can talk about anything like Bigfoot and ETs and all this other stuff. And they can talk about it nonstop, while me and his wife, Emily, who is my best friend, we just stare at each other and we have no idea what
we're like, why can't you get excited about this?
Emily and I did not know that we did this, but we both decided to watch this show on Netflix with you, because I was like, let me do like a Daniel Core podcast.
Yeah.
Like a few episodes every once in a while, so he can get excited about it.
You even had your notebook out.
I tried. What is it called? What was the show?
Ancient Apocalypse. And there's 2 seasons now. He's written books, but the guy that does this, his name's Graham Hancock. It's just an amazing show. So if you haven't watched it, definitely go give it a look. It's on Netflix, especially if you like history and science.
Amazing. The term amazing is really subjective to the viewer. And I fell asleep. Episode and a half in, I told him, I'm sorry. I tried. I can't do this. It was horrible. It was boring.
I was crushed.
Yes. He says, I don't love him. I really do. I really was trying to meet him halfway. Like, this is a paranormal podcast, so anything around those lines I want to talk about. Like, I'm good talking about, but that I can't hang with.
I guess the part that I was thinking is more paranormal is the spirituality aspect of the history. Because there is some of that. There is some, not really paranormal like we're talking about, but still some like make you think.
Right.
Like what really happened.
We tried, but yeah, we'll get Justin out here one day to talk Bigfoot with you.
I finished season 2.
Oh, good for you.
I finished it last night.
I'm so excited for you. So excited. I watched an episode of Haunted Nights about the Crescent Hotel.
Ooh.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, it was really good. I love them. They zero frills, zero like sound effects. And it's just really, it's the kind of, if I ever did ghost hunting, it's the kind of ghost hunting I would want to do.
Cool.
Just very bare bones, like lights, EVPs, nothing fancy, nothing. There's no sound effects. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Like if you hear something, it's because it's in the building, not because they have music behind it.
Yeah.
But anyway, Sallie House, yes. They have also investigated the Sallie House, and it's one of my favorite episodes that they have because they do it like they do it, and they're wonderful. Steve and Dylan, Haunted Nights. Anyway, so Sallie House, back. So sorry, we rambled for 10 minutes. So sorry. Okay.
Where is the Sallie House?
Sallie House is in Atkinson, Kansas.
Atkinson, that's
Atkinson.
right.
And it looks just like, well, no, it doesn't really look. It's creepy looking. But it is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, 2-story with a basement. The basement is unfinished, but it's a creepy basement. Not like our basement. It's a creepy basement.
Yeah.
Basements are typically creepy, but this one's just, cement block and a pentagram on the floor. Just your average.
Nightmare material.
Absolutely. The Sallie House is dark. So it is known to be the most haunted house in Kansas. And some people might say it's the most haunted house in America. That term gets thrown around a lot.
Same with the hotels.
Exactly.
Everybody use that because they want
people to come there, of course.
It's a marquee.
Except the Green Park Inn doesn't advertise, but the Washington Post says that's one of the most haunted hotels. And I'm
that place was creepy.
I had a TikTok viewer comment. They worked there and things happened. She's like, never saw anything, but things happened. And then another TikTok viewer commented on one of my videos and said she felt the same way we did. She was there the weekend she found my video, and she said that she feels the same way. It's just feels very busy, but it's not.
That's the creepiest thing to me.
Oh, I just got chills. Yeah. It's that weird, like, I feel like I'm standing in the middle of a crowded room, but I'm by myself.
Yeah.
That is, ugh. Anyway, we are all over the place. That's okay. This is take 2. There's no rules. So the paranormal community, ghost hunters, paranormal investigators, and YouTubers all flock to the Sallie House to try to find the answer. Why is this house haunted? And who is Sallie? Like, who is Sallie? Why is she here?
Let's go. Tell me more.
They also want to know, like, what happened there? And is Sallie actually a demon? Or is she a little girl? Or is she something pretending to be a little girl? Yeek. But the Sallie House is so popular. It has been featured on the Sci-Fi Channel, the Travel Channel, the Discovery Channel, and A&E, all on separate shows.
Interesting, for sure. So it's definitely got some street cred.
But yes, it is very popular. And legend says that Sallie is a 6-year-old girl who was suffering from severe abdominal pain. Now, her mother, it was late at night. Her mother was in a panic, and she rushed her daughter to Charles Finney.
Why did she go to Charles Finney?
He was a doctor in the area.
Oh, so this wasn't Sallie's house.
No, Sallie did not live there.
Huh.
So she went to this house that was built for the Finney family back in the mid-1800s, and Dr. Finney let her in, and he diagnosed her right then and there with appendicitis, and he was worried that her appendix was going to rupture right there. They did not have time to get to the hospital, so he decided to operate in his house on an operating table in his house. He started doing anesthesia, but it did not take effect, and he started his operation on her while she was very much awake.
Oh, that's terrible.
And she died shortly after, just in agony, bled out.
Oh, and I mean,
6-year-old girl.
That's horrible.
It's horrific. And so if the Sallie House is actually haunted by Sallie, it would make sense because that's traumatizing.
And I'm pretty sure she's probably upset.
Well, they say she hates men.
Well, I can't imagine why.
Right? I have no clue. Why would she? I know why. According to an article written by Sarah Pascal on the Velvet Ropes website, I'm going to read this because it is well said.
Okay.
While it's true that the tragic story of Sallie could be nothing more than macabre legend, it still doesn't mean that the Sallie House hasn't seen its fair share of dark events since it was discovered in the early 2000s that there was a pentagram drawn on the basement floor of the home, as well as evidence of satanic rituals taking place on the property. There was even a luminol test performed in the home that allegedly highlighted signs of blood splatter in the closet of the master bedroom, as well as satanic... There's that word again. I didn't look it up. Sigils? I wonder if that's supposed to be signals or... Anyway, satanic sigils on the walls. A bloody sweater was also reportedly found in the attic. And so the house has a dark history. It has just a darkness about it, regardless if it's truly haunted or not. The house just is it just seems to be covered in darkness.
I'm stuck on that word right now, trying to figure out what it was.
Okay, so it is pronounced...
So it is that word.
It is. It's a spiritual term commonly created in a well-ordered fashion by writing an intention that then condescending the letters of the statement drawn to form a sort of monogram. But it's a type of symbol used in magic.
Okay.
I've never heard of that before.
I haven't either.
You learn something new every day.
That's really interesting.
If only I knew how to pronounce it correctly.
Yeah.
So despite all of these stories, there's no actual factual proof or evidence that this story ever took place, but 2, that Sallie ever lived or died in the house.
Well,
so
tell that to visitors.
Well, they do know that.
I'm just saying. What do you mean they do know that?
Visitors that visit the Sallie House know that story.
I'm just saying if their experiences.
But that's what's crazy is different people go and investigate this house and they all have a similar story. And the word Sallie or the name Sallie comes through on devices. It comes through on EVPs. And I believe the family that lived in the house, so the house was owned by the Finney family. Don't know how long they owned it. Don't know when it was sold. But I do know that that it was haunted for many years. There were reports of hauntings for a long, long time. And then a husband and wife, moved in 1992, Debbie and Tony Pickman. And then they seemed to be the ones that really drew attention to the house because they started experiencing some really dark hauntings.
What were some of their experiences?
Some of the ones were lights being turned on and off or dimmed, objects moving, family pets would act differently, and toys would play on their own. I know I told you this story when we recorded last time, but Daisy, when she was a baby, had one of those dogs with the alphabet ears and little paws, and you could squeeze a paw or squeeze an ear and it would sing a different song. Well, it would go off on its own. So eventually I went and turned it off, and then it went off again. So toys playing in the middle of the night, like...
You don't think that's just an electronic...
But it's off, Daniel. Come and play with me. Come sing ABCs. Why would it come on if it was powered off?
Battery powered. So if a switch closes, then it goes off.
Anyway, so things started to get darker after the birth of their first child, and Tony started to get attacked by something in the house. And fires began on their own.
Yeah, that's more, yeah.
Yeah, and if their stories are true, that's
intense.
That's very intense. That's very dark. It's very heavy. If you watch the investigations on the channels or on YouTube, the house just has a very...
Oh, I've seen the picture. Yeah, the picture looks very looming.
Yeah, just exactly. That's a good word for it. It just seems like there's just something over
and it's
the
not
area.
And it's not a big house. That's the thing.
You know what's funny is last time we recorded this episode, I just felt just heavy, and it's starting again. And I don't know if it's just talking about it, just knowing it's like a darkness, but I'm feeling it again. Like my skin feels like I have static on my skin. It's just a weird.
I want to imagine what it feels like just standing in front of it at night.
No.
Why not?
We can just go and stand in front of it at night.
We can know what it feels like.
Exactly. Why imagine when we are adults and we have cars?
I know, but I'm just imagining right now.
Oh, yeah. It'd be like, that's a house. With you, that's a house.
I just imagine it as like, you growing up in that neighborhood and it's that haunted house on the street.
Oh, look at that haunted house right there.
There's so many neighborhoods that have that one house that's like run down. We have one in our neighborhood.
We do have one in our neighborhood.
It's just like, it doesn't fit.
No, it doesn't fit. And there's a weird vibe over the house.
Oh, yeah.
The Pickmans actually brought in a psychic medium to do some investigating because they were trying to figure out what was going on in the house and why they were experiencing some things. And as somebody that's lived through a haunted house, it makes you feel crazy. Like, because especially when something's happening to you and you don't feel like it's happening to anybody else, it makes you start questioning your own sanity.
Yeah.
So
you're getting gaslit by your house.
Yeah, for real. Like you have something invisible gaslighting you. It's like a really bad boyfriend that you can't get rid of and you can't see. Just real toxic. So they brought in a medium, Barbara Connors, and she said that what was in the house was a little girl named Sallie, and that to help with the transition and help live there with the spirit instead of fighting against the spirit, and that's my word, not theirs, was to treat Sallie like a daughter. But after years of living with quote unquote Sallie, Debbie Pickman believes that this was not actually a little girl at all. She feels like it was a demon that was portraying itself to be a child. Which ghost, that's...
Which makes sense.
Makes sense.
Because if a demon knows that something tragic like that happened, they can use that as an entryway.
And depending on what you believe, legend says and spirituality says that sometimes darkness takes shape as children because you can build trust.
They're unassuming.
Yes, it's a child.
Yeah, when you see a kid, you don't think they're going to
evil,
harm you. Yeah.
Right. And then Next thing you know, you're falling down the stairs and your house is on
You got a
fire.
little Chucky doll or Rad Rum. Rad Rum.
Red rum is backwards for murderer.
Yes, that is The Shining.
I know, which is the Stanley Hotel, which is in Colorado, which is on my list to do.
That's the Stanley.
You didn't know that?
I just didn't put the two and two together until just now.
Stephen King wrote The Shining while staying
That's
at
right. We
the
talked.
Stanley.
We had this conversation. Okay.
Oh, that gave me chills. Yes, that is on my list to visit when we go to Colorado.
Maybe we can go through Kansas.
Sounds like we're road tripping.
Yep.
So after the family lived there for 2 years, they finally moved out and it became very popular with the paranormal community. There are also reports of an older woman that haunts the house. They don't know who she is. At least I didn't see any reports as to who she actually is and a record of maybe how she plays in. But they say that there's an older, angry woman that haunts the house as well. And I've heard that from different shows. And
There's a lot of anger and darkness.
it just seems, there sometimes places just are beacons to dark energy. But like, how do we know that woman wasn't like a relative of actual Sallie?
Yeah. Or the other family.
Exactly. Or the Finney family who's mad that this house got dubbed.
I'm talking about the one that lived in it in 92.
Oh, I think she was there while they were there.
Yeah, well,
I
just wonder if it's anybody attached to them.
It could be. You never know. Or it could not be a woman at all. But that one, I didn't see as many reports about the older woman as I did Sallie.
Yeah.
The hauntings of the Sallie House include video and investigation equipment stop working, batteries that are full completely drain, things move.
That would make me very unhappy.
Batteries draining?
Yes.
Well, the video and equipment stop working made me not happy.
Speaking of batteries.
Oh, are you serious?
The other day, I came home and I found my battery caddy had been tampered with. Now, was that a ghost? Please explain.
It was your wife who...
And the batteries were not well organized. They were just sitting over to the side in the caddy, and it just...
I just took 6 right out of the middle for your daughter because she needed them.
Could you not have put the other 2 back so they were in line with the other ones?
I didn't even think that it was an issue. I did notice them, but I did not realize we were going to be talking about it twice.
Definitely.
On the record.
Definitely. I want to get this on the record.
I did not move the 2 batteries with the group. I'm so sorry. Okay. I'm not sorry. Okay, so...
Guilty as charged.
Unexplained scratches or bruising on the bodies during or after visits, which... That's a no-no.
Wild. That is wild.
I've been touched before, but it's been more caresses or it feels like would you quit? My mama listens. But it feels more like... almost like you walked into a spider web. Mm-hmm. It's that light.
Wispy.
Or like you have a hair on you. And it's like you can't find the hair, but you're being touched by something something small, something thin. But having scratches or bruises. No. You know what, Mom? I'm so sorry.
Not what you want.
Physical touches, mysterious coldness, like cold spots. They've reported that a lot when you're in the house and you're walking through. And then it's like you walk through a cold spot. Like you just walk through somebody. And then trained guide dogs refuse to go into the nursery. So upstairs, there's a nursery where there's toys and creepy, just real creepy. Just watching the videos, it's creepy. And then there's a master bedroom, and both seem to have darkness in both rooms.
I'm just thinking about the scratches and stuff, how wild that is.
But so I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube. It's kind of my guilty pleasure. You know that. I don't necessarily know how much I believe in all of them because I am an adult and I know that not everything on the internet is real.
And we know that some people exaggerate and dramatize, and that part is really annoying to me.
And that's why I think I prefer haunted nights, because it seems just very basic. Mm-hmm. If they don't get any hauntings or they get very little evidence, they still share their episode.
Well,
because they know that this is... How
come all these other YouTubers always get evidence?
Well, and I wonder that too, because I've lived in a haunted house and it wasn't every day.
Yeah,
And he never did anything on command.
It's not like Dance Monkey Dance, come out ghost.
Yes, so I get that. I get it, but it's a guilty pleasure. I don't question the things that you watch. I might not agree. So just leave me and my paranormal shows alone. One of the things that they do in the Sallie House, and this has made me wonder because it happens on several of the shows that I've watched, they put a ball at the top of the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
And then they put a camera on that ball, and then they leave. They go into the other room, they go into the basement or another floor. And that ball will be sitting there for a good long while. And then they hear something because they'll be in a room or in the kitchen or basement. And the ball, you can see it on the camera it will just be sitting at the top of the stairs and then just move and bounce down the stairs.
What kind of ball is this?
I've seen a cat ball fall down the stairs, which is just like a clear plastic ball that has lights in it. And so once something moves it, like if a cat was playing with it, it would light up. But it would be that or a ping pong ball or a bouncy ball, like a just rubber bouncy ball with nothing but air in it.
Well, see, that's why I asked, because like if it's just a really light ball, what if you get like a
gust of wind?
A change in pressure in the house, which happens when AC cuts on. So that kind of stuff. Yes,
and so is this paranormal or is there an explanation?
Yeah, and so I would rather see like a baseball.
Okay, when we go, we'll take a baseball
and see if a baseball. You know, because
it's denser.
Like, something.
I get that. Well, see, and that's what makes me think like, are they moving it or is it actually falling down the stairs? Now, I don't know, but it gives me the creeps. Either way, when you're watching something on one of these shows, and like some of these buildings have no electricity, and so they don't have airflow. They don't have anything like that. And this will be like an abandoned building with
but you
stairs.
You could open a window. It would create the same thing.
Okay.
The same effect.
Okay then. Well.
I'm an HVAC guy.
I know you are. I know way more.
But I'm just saying.
I don't know way more. I don't know why I said that.
It is creepy. I mean,
creepy.
When you see something like that happen, like the shock of it is definitely like it makes you want to investigate.
Yeah, it makes you want to know more. Like why? But that's what paranormal investigation is. It's trying to debunk and explain what's happening. And then once you get to that point where you can no longer explain it,
you have to just come up with some kind of theory. Right.
And we used to do that in our house. Why did this light come on? Is it a radio frequency? Is it,
it's the same thing the archaeologists do. They can have material, and they basically just have to come up with theories of how it was used. And sometimes those are supported by other things, but a lot of times there is nothing else to support it. They just have to, and there's multiple theories on how this got there or how this happened or what they did. And so I think in that respect, it is similar. And, nobody really gives archaeologists a whole lot of grief, not like they do paranormal investigators. So that's why I brought it up.
But archaeologists, usually they have something tangible to look at, whereas paranormal is like, I have a feeling. I sense something is here with me, Sallie. Sallie, is that you? I don't want to conjure her. No, Sallie, I don't know. Oh gosh, it's like Beetlejuice. I said it 3 times. Oh boy.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do a take 3 if this one.
No, I don't want to do take 3 on this one. I'm going to back this up. I'm going to save it on my computer and I'm going to save it on my external hard drive. Yeah. I'm not doing this one again. If it doesn't work, then we're just moving on because it was really upsetting. Anyway, Steve with Haunted Nights had a good point. He asked at one point, is Sallie actually Sallie or is it an egregore? Which is it there because we want it to be there? Because we believe that it's there? Because all these hundreds of people go there believing that Sallie's there is how I say Sallie's there.
And you hear about it.
Yes.
So it's kind of like, what is it they call confirmation bias?
I don't know. Confirmation bias?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it's like
you're the vocabulary man.
It's like you already know something, and so therefore it is.
Right. Or that house is dark because I believe it's dark, therefore it is dark. Or my friends say it's dark, so I go in thinking already that place is haunted, so therefore it is haunted. Yeah. All I know is I do think that there is something there that cannot be explained. Like, I don't know what it is. I'm not saying it's demonic. I'm not saying it's Sallie. I'm not saying it's an old woman. But that house, I do think there's something unexplainable in that house.
We'll have to go see it.
Yes, and Jessica says she wants to come.
Okay.
I say road trip.
Road
trip. I'm not driving, but road trip.
I'll drive.
How
far is Kansas?
I don't know.
Like 8 hours? Probably.
Well, I know Arkansas was 13 hours.
So it's probably in the 10 to 15
We
hours.
might fly. No. I don't know. I can't sit that long. My butt hurts.
Well, maybe we just rent a little camper that you can go lounge in while I drive.
Okay.
Maybe y'all could do it. Hey, that would be cool. Y'all do an episode as we're driving.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of background noise. I would have more to worry about than just kids being loud behind me and our son playing Xbox.
Me just road rage cussing at people down the interstate.
Yes. We'll just do an episode of just you driving. Of the things Daniel says while he drives to Kansas instead of us just flying to Kansas.
Yeah, that would be actually funny.
It's kind of like those TikToks that Gen Z does of the older, like the boomers and the millennials and the Gen Xers, and it's just gasping. or breathing.
I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen those? Those are so funny. It's like I hired a Gen Z to do my social media, and then they put it together, and it's just video clips of them breathing.
Yeah, I think I have seen that. Yes, yes.
It made me super aware of my breathing when I talk.
I think that would be a fun road trip.
Yes. Well, maybe. Can I just say?
You can say whatever you want.
I know I can, but
I'll allow it.
Oh, wow. I just want to say this. I love watching paranormal investigations. I love it. And I said this in my last one, and I'm saying it again because we're leaving for Vegas. My favorite, like, haunted nights when it comes to evidence and recording and investigating, they're my favorite because zero frills, like not music. They're not out there to exaggerate.
Win you over.
Right. They're just doing it because this is what they like doing. But Twin Paranormal, they are my favorite.
And where are they going to be?
I don't know where they're going to be.
He lives in Vegas.
They live in Vegas. I don't know if they'll be in Vegas.
That's right.
But I just keep putting it out there. And I feel like if I keep saying it out loud, maybe.
What if they're at Oscars?
I think we have more luck running into them at Fremont Street.
Guys, you're zipline and you zipline past them. And
yes. River, Ryan, Wyatt. They'll be like, what? But they're great. They're great. And they really are. They're like watching some teenage boys, and they're not teenagers, they're in their 20s, but they're tattooed, and they're just so cute and just so sweet, and they're so funny. But it's like watching them play make believe, and they make each other laugh, and then they get really scared, and I love them, and they're entertaining. And when I can't sleep in the middle of the night, when I'm like having an insomnia attack and I'm just laying awake, I'll just turn them on and like flip my phone over, and I'll just listen to them, and they make me laugh. I'm demented. I watch haunted stuff when I can't sleep.
Yeah. I don't know why she has bad dreams.
Speaking of bad dreams, we talked about the little girl that I had in my sleep paralysis, that dream I was having that night. And she was like a little girl. And the funny is, if you Google a picture of Sallie, an artist rendition of Sallie, that is what that little girl in my closet looked like in my dream. I wonder if I watched an episode on the Sallie House around that time that I had that sleep paralysis episode, because that is what that little girl, when I opened the closet in my dream, that's what she looked like, sitting there on the floor staring up at me. Oh boy, yuck.
La, 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 la.
Hello, do you want to play with me?
She's singing her ABCs.
Oh God, probably. Oh, like black eyes.
A, B,
oh,
C,
stop.
D.
Dolls.
Come play with me.
Hello, Ashley. Come play with
Dolls are
creepy.
That's a whole nother level of creep.
Yes, I want to do an episode on dolls and how they got that reputation like they got, like.
Because they're vessels for demons.
They are vessels.
They're
and
vessels for demons.
What I've heard is spirits like dolls because it's like they have their body back.
And they can see.
Oh gosh, their eyes, especially like those ones that like flutter.
Just watching you. Always watching, Wazowski.
I'm always watching. Just speaking of, we talked about this last episode, and I'm not going to get into it, but Mom, I do not want those porcelain dolls.
Amy said that she does.
She wants them, and I know how to get into her house, and we can have a day of it.
We can surprise her.
We could put them everywhere. Mom. Oh, that would be great.
That would be great.
That'd be good. We could do that for her next birthday.
Yes.
She'd love it. That little doll, it's got its little leather dress on, its little hair. We just put that one right over her bed. Hello, Mama.
That's funny. We should definitely do that.
Yes, my mom listens. Hi, Mom. My sister does not. Wah. That plays in my favor.
Yes, it does.
But anyway.
This will be the one episode she listens to.
Oh, no, she will not. No, she will not. But anyway, thank you for listening. I just want to say, if you want to follow me on social media, I'm Ghost Gossip Podcast on Instagram and Ghost Gossip Pod on TikTok, and I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to learn the TikTok, and I'm not a big fan of the TikTok, but I'm trying. Come and follow me.
It was absolutely a pleasure to do this recording with you again.
I don't want to do it a third time.
No, I don't either.
I'm backing it up and back it up everywhere.
Oh, let's go.
Okay. Well, anyway, thank you for listening.
Thank y'all.
Twin Paranormal, call me. I would love to have you on the show.
That would be amazing.
That really would. I want to email them, but I'm scared to.
Just email them.
I know. That's so stupid. They might not even answer.
Call them.
I'm not calling them. I don't like calling people.
I know.
I rather email. I like having things in writing.
Yes.
Okay. But anyway, thank you for listening. And until next time, they'll see you later.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.